Hey everybody, it's Kim LeMaster, aka Miss Kim of Miss Kim Talks, your favorite place for tips and tricks to keeping life simple. Today we are talking about helping your kids with homework. This is one of those times a day that can really make or break how your evening goes for a lot of families. I can completely relate. And I want to just encourage you, tonight's going to be a little bit longer video because I have several tips that are really going to make a difference for you. So let's get started. First and foremost, have a consistent place that you do homework. A lot of times we find where they want to sit on the couch or they want to put their feet up and they want to, have a pillow and they want to do all this relaxed. And I find that they are more focused and they get more done and are more productive if they have a set place to sit. Now, the caveat to that is if they're doing reading where it's a 15 minutes of reading, you choose whatever you want to read, I would like for them to do that in a separate place away from the homework. Because if you have homework difficulties, you don't want them to associate fun reading with a difficult or stressful area. It's psychological, but it works. Second, have a box of school supplies that is only for homework. Have it be those sharp, pencils, the clean, fresh paper, things like that make a difference. We all love to see a box of sharpened pencils or a box of, beautiful stationery or whatever. I'm crazy about that kind of stuff. So it makes me excited and it makes me want to do my best work. And kids are the same way. Have a fresh pack of crayons, and those are the ones that you keep only for homework. You have all the little nubs and the broken pieces that can all be in a different box, but keep fresh crayons that are beautiful and ready for them to use, and try to have them keep them as nice as they can for as long as they can. Next, do not serve any snacks or drinks during homework. Please. It is one of the most disruptive and distracting things. Drinks get spilled, crumbs are everywhere, Mom, I want more, I'm still this, I'm this. It is better to serve a very small snack before and or after. Preferably you give them something that helps to kind of increase their blood sugar a little bit, that keeps them steady. So maybe a small fruit or something that is a protein like a cheese or peanut butter, and then save a larger snack for after they are done. It will just save you a lot of trouble. Number 4. Limit distractions. I know that's hard because a lot of you might have little ones, you might have younger babies along with your toddlers or pre-K or K1, 2, 3 that are working. But if you can help them to have an area that is quiet as much as possible, it would be very helpful. A lot of the schools nowadays are asking the kids to bring in earbuds or headphones, not to have them plugged into anything, but just to help them block out all of the extra noise going on around them. I think this is a great idea, and it really does work in the house, so I encourage that. In addition to that, if you're sitting with them and you're doing the homework with them, please limit your phone. Every time you pick up the phone, every time you look at something, they actually are turned to that every time, over and over and over again. And we actually train them in a way that we're not even meaning to have that be more important than anything else. Always turning and checking. Guilty, raise your hand. I'm raising 2 plus my feet because I'm terribly guilty at this, but I am always working on it. Number 5, do an activity before you get started. Before you start the homework, start with a 4 to 5 minute activity. Make it even 3 to 4 minutes if your time is limited. No more than 5 minutes though. I set a timer and then I give them something that is tactile, that is something they're going to use a pincer grasp, so they're working with their fingers. This is helping with hand-eye coordination. It's building up their fine motor skills, and it's just kind of helping them to get in that flow of, I'm going to be doing an activity, it's using my brain, I need to be focused. So what are some of those things that I do? Really, really, really simple. I love to do things like having these little plastic cups that I get just at Party City or wherever you might find them. But I get these little plastic cups, and then I have a bag of clothespins. Okay, and I put different numbers in each cup. This cup happens to have the number 5 in it. And that means they need to try to fit 5 clothespins on this and have it be standing up and not falling over on the table. Okay? it seems like a really silly thing, but man, do they get competitive with it, because they'll put 2 on and then it flops over and they're going, okay, but wait. And they realize they have to put another one over here. So now we're working with like strategy, and they're really thinking, and spatial awareness. It's just a fun, interesting thing. And guess what? It's using those fine motor skills. So I love that idea. And I usually will just do like 1 to 10 so that they have enough time and it's not going to go over, and you just really want to keep it to 4 to 5 minutes just to get things started, okay? Another thing I like to do is I gather up all the random straws that I've got around the house, or I'll buy a pack of miscellaneously colored, different colored straws, and I cut them in 1-inch pieces, and then I will give them 3 bowls or 4 bowls, however many different colors, and I will have them sort them out and put all the pink in one, all the green in one, all the yellow in one. You would not believe how entertaining this is to them. And even if it's not overly entertaining, oh man, does this help them. Again, we're talking about hand-eye coordination. We're talking about color awareness. We're talking about spatial awareness. And it's wonderful because, again, they're using these to go in, pick it up, go, and put it in the bowl. Another thing you can do is you can purchase off of Amazon just little plastic kids tweezers, and that's something that's really helpful too, to help them use these motions right here, which is what we call a pincer grasp, and that helps build up handwriting skills because it's helping to strengthen their little hands. Next thing is I like to have them do bubble wrap. So I know a lot of you, if this is going around in the States, in Canada, wherever you are, we all have had bubble wrap some point in time in our lives, right? So I like to give them some bubble wrap because, again, this is for the tactile people, and it also is helping them to be able to just get, it's like a little bit of a stress relief, right? And so I have them do some. Now you can make it a learning activity by, this is my jam, right? I love to do this, is I put a dice or a die or 2 dice in here, and I will have them roll and stop, and it says 5. So guess what you can do? You can now pop 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it is just something that has them using their coordination, has them building up hand strength, and it's just a fun thing, and it kind of gets their mind going and where we're headed. So those are the activities, a few examples of activities you can do beforehand. You can put 1, 2, or even up to 3 dice in here, depending on how old your child is. Up to 3rd, 4th grade, I've got them doing it all the time. They love it. The 4th graders, they're adding it up, or I make them multiply the numbers, and then they can pop that many bubbles. I'm telling you, it works. It works. The other thing is, and this is number 6, in between subjects, so if they're switching from English to math or math to social studies, or if you see them starting to get really worn from the activity and they're really kind of getting drained, I have them stand up and do 3 hard jumps on the floor, okay? Now, I tell them, you can't do any more than that, and you got to give me 3 really good jumps. Then I want a big breath in, and a big breath out, and then have a seat. If you do any more than that, and I am no scientist, but I have tutored and taught a lot of kids in my lifetime. If you do more than that, it tends to get out of control and it starts to snowball, and then they just want to be jumping around, and you're like, that was not what I needed it to do. If you have them just do 3 hard jumps, it helps to reset their nervous system. And it's something that we started using with my daughter when we realized that she had some reading and learning disabilities. And it helped her to reset. It was a jarring thing. She reset, and then she was able to try to focus again. Now, of course, we use all kinds of other things like essential oils that help us with focus. But if you just want them to stand up, do 3 hard jumps, they don't have to have any issues. It's just a reset, right? Any of us would benefit from a stop, stand up, big deep breath in, breathe out. But for them, a 3 jump little session is perfect for them. Number 7, most kids enjoy you watching them do their work. They don't, however, as I don't think any of us would, enjoy us saying, no, period, okay, no capital, okay, no, okay, wait, no, carry the 1, okay. That would make me crazy if someone was standing over my shoulder doing that. Now, listen, the exception to that rule is if they're supposed to be writing an essay on how pasta is made, and they start talking about Hot Wheels cars, that's when we jump in and we say, actually, let's back it up because I don't think that's on topic. But otherwise, let them complete the work and then afterwards go back and go over the things. They are more likely to remember the corrections than they are the constant interruptions, and it stops that workflow, that creative workflow, and we don't want to do that, okay? Number 8, either have screen time on the way home from school in the car or after homework. This seems like, oh yeah, I mean, of course I would do that, but you would be surprised at how many times I have parents say, well, I'd like to give them a few minutes when they get home to kind of decompress and take time or whatever. I don't like them to just rush right in. Here's the problem. We've all had a Sunday afternoon where we get home and we go, I just need a few minutes to decompress. I just need a few minutes, whatever. And what happens? It's called a Sunday afternoon nap, right? There is something about that emotional reaction to getting home and being done with something. But the problem is that we're not done with the day. They still need to do homework and they still need to do dinner, bath, and bed. So, just like you wouldn't give them a 20-minute cat nap before you give them a bath and bed, we don't want to give them screen time before they go and do their homework. They're at the house. If they do the screen time in the car, it's a BOGO, right? They're using the screen time, they're sitting on the hump, they're getting a chance to decompress, they're not having to answer our 100,000 questions. Who wants to do that, right? Don't ask them a barrage of questions the second they walk out of school. Come on, give them a break. So we let them have that decompression time in the car, bring a snack in the car, do the screen time in the car, whatever you need to do that keeps that from being during or right before you do homework, okay? 2 more, hang in there with me. Number 9, do not complain about the amount of homework or about their teacher in front of them. This is a huge issue. Your child will repeat it. They may not mean to, they may not think there's anything wrong with it, but they will repeat it. And also, we're putting that in their head that it's a negative thing that, maybe this is a lot of homework. They have no idea. They don't know. Each school year, you could just tell them there's more work this year, there's a longer time, this is normal. Instead, a lot of times I see parents will say, gosh, I can't believe she's giving you so much work. This is ridiculous. I may need to talk to her because this is just ridiculous. You're only 6 years old. You're only 8 years old. You're only 12 years old. Trust me, it will backfire. Just take my word for it. Save your notes. Save a little text for your girlfriends. Save a message or something and talk to your husband about it or your spouse about it. But do not say it in front of your kid, okay? Having been the teacher that the kid comes and tells things to, I'm telling you now, they tell us everything. Even stuff we don't want to know. So take my word for it. All right. And last but not least, and we will close out, is keep it fun. Do your best to keep it fun. I know it is hard. I know I homeschooled both of my kids K through 12. It is a handful and it can be very daunting. But you know what? It is our job to try to encourage them and help them to know that schoolwork can be fun, that learning can be fun, and the more that we can either set timers so that it's a little bit of a competition, or we can give stickers or stamps, or okay, for every worksheet you get done, I'm going to add 1 minute of, TV time or outdoor time or whatever it is you want to do. But help encourage them to have it be a fun thing. You don't need to bribe them to do their work. It is what it is. You have to do your work. But let's at least reward and encourage them to want to enjoy it and try to make it fun by adding in little activities like I mentioned with the straws, with the clothespins. You can have a really great time with your kids. All right, thank you so much. I really look forward to seeing how this is helping your family. As always, you can be sure to check out any of my videos on MissKimTalks.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, wherever social media is nowadays. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the next time Miss Kim Talks. Have a good day.